Greetings, 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 massive divine light workers. This is a transmission from our dear mother. You see, I'm doing this because I have to address this issue. See, there's no problem. In the beginning, everything was all right. There is no judgment, there is no problem. Life must go on. Everything is set already. The order has been set already. If we say that we are our ancestors, and truly, truly we come from our ancestors, then it means that our ancestors are wise and wiser. Let me be honest with you. This world was perfect. Everything was okay until some group of people started to complain. And when they started to complain, it moved the elite and their Satan companies to create artificial things, artificial foods, because our ancestors were raising their own animals. They were raising their own animals, all indigenous cultures across the world. I'm not talking about Africa alone. All over the world, from Amazonia to the Philippines, and to all the indigenous cultures, the Inuit, that we call them Eskimos, those who eat meat raw, and all Maasai cultures all over the world. Everybody was using animal products. Those along the rivers, the lakes, the Great Lakes, the seas, Mediterranean, they were using either seafoods or land animals, because nutrition is very important when it comes to the growth of the human brain. Then some people started to complain about the inhumane ways of killing animals, which our ancestors do not do that. We regard every animal as our brother also. Even the Native Americans, the Mayans, the Aztec, they all knows this. Even when they hunt for an animal, they chase the animal and they hunt for the animal, and they overcome the animal. They do what? They pray for the animal, because it's a game. That's why they call it game. It's a game. So therefore, we say good farewell wishes to the animal. That is life. You cannot go and judge the tiger and judge the lion. Then judge the creator rather, who made them to have that ability or to depend upon that food chain. Somebody must eat somebody. Just like the chameleon have to take the insect, the bugs, with the long tongue. Just like the flies, they have to also eat certain things. Just like the mosquitoes.
Dream Song Media.
Just like all the other animals, some must eat grass to control the savanna. They must reproduce, and also some emit a certain kind of gases, and so therefore they must be reduced by the carnivores. Everything has been set already by Ra and the goddess of the earth and the gods of the earth. So if we say we love our ancestors and we are doing opposite of that, and then we are joking. That is why the conscious community, they are always been overpowered. Every time they rise, they are overpowered. Then you hear one black whatever is being killed by a police. Because we are not eating like our ancestors. That's supposed to make us brave. We complain about meat. We throw the bucket and the baby with the water, the dirty water, all away instead of bringing the baby home. We complain, and so therefore they have to create fake meat for us, made from soya, from wheat, gluten, and we were promoting it. We're eating our own grains, which is the ancient grains, the ancient barley and the wheat, which is grown wild. We complain, and so they have to create artificial ones for us. We have seasonal fruit. Because we want to live on fruit only, they have to create more fruit for us. We have seasonal vegetables or greens, water leaf, bitter leaf, amaranth greens, and so many greens which are wild. Because we want to be like a cow or a goat and still eat vegetables all the time. And so therefore they have to create a whole lot of cruciferous vegetables for us, like cabbage, cauliflower, lettuce, beetroot, kale, and the likes. They are all hybrids. And these are the ones that the so-called conscious community, they promote so much. And so many of them are getting kidney stones and cancers. I have vegans that are having kidney stones, serious, massive kidney stones, shrinking, brain draining. So, let me just put this across. This world was better until veganism came. They are the ones that are making the world so difficult. Our ancestors did not even kill animals every day because we evolved. We were from the land and we evolved and we reached the waters and we started to depend on the fish, which will never finish in the ocean. And we have seasons for even going for fishing. And then once in a while, we indulge on the land animals. We were having our chickens all over. And we don't catch them every day and kill chickens. We depend on their eggs. And we don't also take the eggs every day because they must reproduce also. We must leave some to reproduce. And so therefore, there is time for eating certain things. There's a time that we go what we call vegan. There's a time, the month that we go when the sun is so high, the summertime, because our body need a lot of hydration. And so therefore we take a lot of milk. As for milk, we take it daily. But then we take a lot of structured water, fruit, like coconuts, melons, wild cucumbers, and the likes. And some of them even reach out to some roots which has water in them. Just like the Kalahari Bushman been doing. Anytime you see a conscious person want to post something about the ancestors, they go and take pictures from the Bushmen or the Maasai elders and stuff like that to post about the ancestors. My ancestors got me back or got my back. If your ancestor got your back, why not eat like your ancestor? So, they made the world so difficult. Instead of applying common sense, they let go everything that will make them brave and strong. How can a man be walking so thin and so pale? How can a woman be walking so thin and so pale? How can you even carry a baby inside your belly? How can you supply the energy for the two? How can you even give breast milk for them? So I don't eat meat every day. I have time that I go months without it. And then I depend on another thing because we must listen to our body. But we can never condemn everything. Even Babaji, that lived according to the sages, thousands of years in his physical body. Babaji was taking animal product that of the buttermilk, the milk, and the ghee. I have never seen any vegan making it to 200 yet, or 150 yet, or 120 yet from birth. Those who are able to live longer, of course, they started eating or they stopped eating meat when they were already in their 40s and 50s. And so therefore, their body has a lot installed in the liver to take them to another 30 years, like that of Dr. CB, Lila, and the likes. But those that started eating right from scratch, from birth, they never reach the 100-year mark. Because there's a time for everything. And even if you want to go on that 100-year on no meat, nothing, or no fish, nothing, there is a way of doing things. You must ground yourself. You must ground yourself. The earth must feed you with electrons. How many vegans are walking barefoot? All vegans must go barefoot. If they want to live, they must go barefoot. Because half-truth is very dangerous. Meat grounds. Those who eat meat and they don't even walk barefoot, it grounds them. And so therefore, if you don't eat meat and you don't walk barefoot, you are bound to have a problem in the future. This is common sense. Because meat produces a lot of electricity and magnetism at the same time. Hydrogen bonds. And so therefore, if one is not eating such thing and they are not grounding at the same time, there is going to be a problem and consequences will follow, as we have seen in most of them, shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and only their neck and their head remains. We have to be wise. There's nothing to change. Everything has been set already. And so we have to be wise and follow our ancestors to the fullness and eat like them. Even in our traditional communities, we have time that we don't eat yam. In certain villages, we have time that we eat old yam, and we don't eat new yam, because ancestors knew that new yam contains a lot of what? Mucus. And so therefore they let the yam to dry. We have the laws there. We have communities here that there are certain days that we don't eat corn food. Yes, like that of our monochrome. Nobody eats corn food on Tuesdays. And in some places on Thursdays, some places on Wednesdays. We know all these things. Our ancestors were nutritionists and scientists. So therefore, nobody can teach us anything from anywhere. The moment we try to go opposite of that wisdom and knowledge, we become a weaker nation. And so therefore, you can see the consequences happening. And now when the Bill Gates and his companies are creating artificial food for us and spraying, using glyphosate, trying to create vegetables for the vegan community, then we are crying. Do you know the damage agriculture has done to this planet? Do you know how many acres of trees, forest has been wiped out just to grow soya for the vegan community? Just to grow cabbage, just to grow cauliflower, just to grow avocado all year round for vegans? The bugs, the humus of the soil that has been destroyed, that will hold water when it rains. Vegans are guilty of charge.